So welcome back to my 41st class of MySQL database, and this will be most probably the last class because this is more of a configuration and admin point of view, so we'll not be using much of SQL from here. We have done a lot of things here. We have created events, function, stored procedures, tables, and did a lot more things, group by functions, triggers, and nested queries. Okay, that then didn't work. That's a different story. But then we also went to the designer. Done a lot of things. We've talked about this relationships between these things, and we have done pretty much a good thing in it. So we will not this will not be a much of this will be a more theoretical point of view. So here what is saying is like install MySQL container with Docker Compose. So if you want, go ahead with this handout and install it. You can do it. This is actually through Unix. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to show you, but just do for an idea. Okay, great, is working great. Yay, was good. So I had a very hard time with this. This thing is good, but this doesn't work. That's a problem. I mean, oops, did I mess up? Okay. I mean this. See, whenever I'm trying to take a class, this thing doesn't work. So there's a problem with this. Okay, so this is all through this Unix actually, because MySQL is more on the Unix. If you see here, MySQL -h -root, you can connect to the server, but here you can't do that. But I do give you some hint here. You can use MySQL just like that. You see here. If you want to do it, whatever, you can do it. If you want access for this Unix, of course I can give it, but no admin, sorry about that. So you will not have this access. We'll just exit this. Okay, these are the basically you have to do through this Unix commands, right? All right, let's go to this character sets and collations. So this is about a little bit, on this show collation. Let's find out if there is any collations. Okay, maybe it's it here. I'm not using it. Okay. Here if we use collation and see here if this query works. Okay, good. There is collation. See here, we have a lot of things here. So it shows about the character sets and ID and a lot of information here. What is this all about, and it gives a lot of information about. It's a kind of metadata, kind of saying about the data of data. Okay. So that's about the collation. And next, if you want to setting up character sets in the tables and fields, you can do that. We have created a lot of tables, so you can create one more table right here and set character set to UTF-8. So that's all it is. So with that you can do that too. So then you can use declaration. Oh wait, right? This thing is. It takes time to move that thing away. Yeah, so you can do that. Then you can use this to set connections. Okay, this is about character sets and collations. Okay, collation is good. We'll shoot this collation thing. So MySQL, ISAN engine, so this doesn't exist in our online thing, so don't worry about it. So here if you can go ahead and read this document if you are interested. This is really not that important, but still it's good to know. Good to know when you're doing all this database. Okay, so go ahead to next. Transactions. Here, transactions is a group of SQL statements, like such as insert. Okay, so here the transactions can be, most probably it will be customer point of view. Whenever the customer is, this transaction gets updated here. So that is kind of, thing. So here you have four things: automaticity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Okay, and this is some explanation on this, on how this transaction works, and so we could use this, but let's find out if it's working. Transactions, how interesting. So let's see here if it works. So we'll actually finish this pretty quick because we've been 40 classes already. So okay, so this doesn't work here, but never mind. So just give some idea on transactions. So you can go ahead and see this. Okay, then commit. Yeah, we talked about this, right? Commit, rollback, and auto commit. We have some options here. You see here, rollback. When finished, you can do this rollback thing. This last command goes up. Okay, you can roll back. That means if you have deleted some table, you can roll back. If you auto commit, you have to set always auto commit as false. Okay, otherwise will get you to trouble. Okay, commit means once you delete a table. See, this is the so this is what important here is. So the reason you have this commit, rollback, and auto commit, right? Let's say if you delete a table, you want to roll back. I'm sorry, you want to delete the data. Let's say you have deleted millions of data and you want to roll back. If you don't commit, okay, nothing happens. But once you go, you have to roll back, right? Because if all the data is gone, this is gone, all gone. So we want to roll back. So that's the reason this exists. So that's the reason you have these options here. For commit means you are really good and you are committing it. Rollback means roll back to your own values which actually was there, previous values. Like undo, like you have this undo, in Excel and MS Word. That's the similar way you have this here. Okay, transaction using JDBC driver. Oh, here you're not using any drivers here, but it's yes, a lot of things here. See, these are important when you install this database. It's not here. This doesn't work. There's no Java here. Package. Wow, you don't use package. Okay, let's see. It doesn't work because there's no package here and there's no JDBC Java development. You see, for this JDBC you need Java development kit. Okay, so there's a lot of things. This is kind of Java thing. You don't want to mess up unless you know what you're trying to do. But here you're using this class. See here, this is Java actually. You see Java using SQL. You're actually using SQL, but you're inserting Java statements. So you want to know about this Java and thing, but not required for JDBC transactions. Yeah, for see, if you are doing JDBC transactions, transaction using JDBC, then you want to know this. Otherwise, it's not really required because you want to know some points in Java. What is static void? So double. We know some of this. These are exist in SQL too. So, alright. So that's about the transaction using JDBC. The log files. Let's go to the log files. This query should work for log files. Log file should exist actually for anything. So let's see here if this exists. Yeah, this is there. So log time is showing it. Log time is 10. It's good. So this should help. Normally this is for whenever you're logging out. So log file, see, whenever there is an error, you want to see this logs. Okay, that's what log is about. It stores information about when you're running this, what is happening, what is SQL trying to do, and all those things. So that's about the log files. So you have this various options. You can view this with SQL and try this by your own. Okay, this is about log and general query log. Okay, this is through Unix. Okay, so through Unix you can do that if you have access, or maybe you can try this too. We'll just try this general log. That was log query time. This, let's see this general log. Sync 0. Yeah, we didn't do anything. Supposed to show this the log file. Where's exactly log file? And for Linux, it's supposed to show where the log file is. It's stored in .log extension. Okay, so this is about log files. And that's pretty much. And the error log, yeah, of course, error log, you want to see if there is an error. Okay, there is an error, if there is an error and something is there, you want to see this error log too. Okay. Yeah, we can try few of these if it works. But normally these log files, you want to have this original SQL database basically. So yeah, there's nothing called system, so it's good. Yeah, so these are about logs and clustering. Okay, so here we have this clustering concept where, yeah, see here the two types of indexes. They are like cluster index, non-cluster index. Okay, so you can go ahead and see. It's kind of okay. This concept is very. Oh, this guy didn't get anything. It's too bad. Okay, but here we'll try to understand. There's two types: cluster index, non-cluster index. Cluster index is where sequentially you can store, and non-cluster index is non-sequentially. So you can have that information there, but okay. So here you can see that one. And so let's go to the next one. Partitioning. We did some work in partitioning. Remember, we were trying to do this, but here we can try this partitioning pretty quick here. Partitioning. Yeah, this one is important actually. Range partitioning we are doing. Let's try this, and if it works, it's good. Otherwise, I don't worry about it too much. Okay, it worked, and we actually created a tables. Ooh, there's so many tables that this error is really so bad. Okay. So here we have created a table for our partitioning, and now we'll try to alter this. And now you can see here we are partitioning it. Partitioning means your partitioning table. Okay, I'm sorry, you're partitioning here the columns. Actually, basically, the values. What is so it's actually dividing the way you want to divide. This really works. Okay, it did. Okay, good. So what we did here was we actually alter table which partitioning by range and which store ID we really partitioned that one. But really it's virtually, physically if you want to see, we cannot see that partitions, but but it's virtually partition. Partitioning, right? Separating that thing from one to another. Similarly, you have this list partitioning. You can do this for the list partitioning, and then we can run this code. It shows the same thing. And then you have this hash partitioning. This is a long partitioning. Is you can divide into So it's up to you how many partitions you want. 4 partitions, 5. It's virtually, actually you're doing this virtually. You really can't see this, what's the partitioning we are doing here. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Replication. Replication, you know, we can, it's like kind of mirroring. Not mirroring, it's really master slave replication. Okay, so you are replicating the same database. This is for not database. Hold on. Yeah. This is for admin people, and then yeah, you can go ahead and see this. You can replicate the various, you can replicate this database, you can replicate tables, you can replicate columns, no big deal. So this is basically, we have done a little bit of creating of this, right? Remember, we have done some of this, but that was not replication, that was moving the table from one to another. So okay, so let's go and see here next one, chapter 50th. In this, okay, so this is Unix commands. Okay, good. So we'll just see here, just Unix commands here. -h host, -u is user. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? I don't think it works here, but we'll try to find out. And this is supposed to log in through Unix, and you want to run through Unix actually. Oh, like that. Maintaining 2 passwords, that's the problem. Okay. Here, what we are trying to do here is, if you are in MySQL and you are in SQL database, but the commands here are very different, unlike here. But here, this is what you use. You know, if you use -h, is this the host? Which host? But it's not showing anything. You want to help and see what is the host and what. Yeah, here you can see here. If you want host, you know, you can see here. You want to connect /r. If you want to clear. So these are the pretty much commands for MySQL in Unix actually. Okay, password change, -t here to create info. So these are the, you can go ahead and see here, and so MySQL dump. Okay, creating a backup of database or table, you can do that. Transferring data from MySQL to another, that is, see, this thing is okay if the data is small, but if you're working on millions of records, these things don't work. You need some really corporate environment to do this. There will be like a lot of people working on it. This is not just like that, putting dump into SQL and doing that just like that, it doesn't work. So this is a joke if you're working for millions of data. Okay, so don't even worry about it. And remote server, okay, this doesn't work for huge amount of data, but it's good to know. Okay, next is MySQL import. So these are the important commands when you use delete, ignore, password, replace. Okay, so you can use this using custom delimiter. Yeah, duplicate keys. Yeah, you can, if you find out, you can use you can import it. These are basically this Unix commands. You see the dollar sign, that means you have this. You don't have dollar sign here, right? See here we have dollar symbol, right? That means this we are supposed to work in Unix actually. So you want to load database here, so let's go database, so to see this. Okay, don't mind. So that's how you can handle duplicate keys. So this is more into Unix point of view, so that's the reason I'm not really going much deep, because you need root access for this. Root, no, it doesn't show me. See, actually you need to, no, you say it is not complete. Okay. So what you want to do here is, so you cannot use root. You are not in a group, so you cannot use that. So you can go ahead with this document if you have root access and try to do this. So this is the import. You can either manually import or do it through SQL, it's up to you. And then you load data file. Okay, this is kind of loading large amount of data. Okay, so we can use this SQL and import a CSV file into MySQL. Oh, this is important actually. You can import a CSV file, but you want to do that manually instead of writing SQL. But you can do that, but it's good to do it just manually. You have this MySQL and import command. Just here, if you see here, import. That's how you want to import. Okay, that's how I want to. If you want to export, here that's how you want to export. Okay, so it's better to do that here rather than writing SQL. So that's the point here. Okay, so this similar way you can do this for CSV files. Union, we have done this union white show once again. So union, we have done union all, and we have done this actually. So we're not going to do it. MySQL commands. Yeah, we have used some of them. Yeah, we're not doing this Unix thing. Temporary tables, we have created some of the temporary tables. Remember, temporary tables. Whenever you want to store some data and you want to, will be automatically destroyed when the connection is closed. Whenever the session is closed, the temporary table is gone. So it's useful, if you don't want to use much of space. So, but you can still drop temporary table. Okay. Oh, that's the reason it didn't show up here the other day. Remember we created some temporary table and it's not showing up. So that's the reason. Okay, customize process system. This is PS is process. Let's see here. Process is PS. If you go here, see this PS process. Which process you're running? This is complete Unix actually. You want to customize this through Unix, only then it's good. And dealing with sparse pairs of missing data, yeah, we can do that through Unix as well as you can use these commands. Oh, here is important thing here. So here we do what we do is okay, now this should be good. We try this, okay, because that was also exit. This Unix thing is you don't have access to. Alright. So here we create this table. I think example table is already there. Okay. So we have created an example table and there's no data in it because we didn't insert anything. So okay, didn't insert the data, but supposed to insert this data and then work on it. So here what happens is you want to Yeah, you can use date with date command and see the which which the data is missing. So date is very important. Using date command, you can use here. They are using like case statement. We also use case statement before. It was very tiny, but it can go much complex. Here you see here. Here we are using case, then inner join. Okay, and case statement when max is null, then we are trying to get this data. What we are trying to do here is we are trying to get the missing data. So because the date is null, then it's not showing up. So that's the reason you want to do all this and get this data. So we were using case statement. We didn't go in detail on this, but we can use that one. So okay, so let's connecting with UTF using VS programming language or Python. Yeah, we can go ahead. Python, PHP, you can use this. Time with sub-second question. Yeah, we use this now. It shows the time. We used this before. What is this time showing up? And you can use all this Unix timestamp. Okay, this is kind of repeat kind of thing. We have done this. Okay, so JavaScript to the timestamp. You can store JavaScript into a timestamp column. Okay, yeah, that's kind of when you have JavaScript, you can do that. So here one-to-many, and and this concept actually you need to know before this. There is a relationship, right? Before relationship, you have one-to-many, many-to-many. This doesn't give that better idea here, but this gives some information. You see, this is the way the relationships comes into a picture. So this doesn't give good idea. This is a joke, but what it gives is it shows you which data is connected to which data. I'm sorry, which table is connected to which table. Okay, so that primary key. So this is here. We can drop right from here. Okay, so this gives some idea here, but not completely. Okay, so that's the relationship between this, and this relationship is done with primary key, foreign key, natural key, all those keys. You have candidate keys, surrogate keys. We didn't go all those things, but you can go through this. Okay, so we will see that one, and then okay, so this is you want to get. So this is kind of examples how we want to get in data from a database, which is a high salary, the manager salary is greater than employee salary is greater than employee salary. What you want to do, want to inner join and all those things. You want to do this. Okay, so that's in small example actually. So server information. So show variables. Does it work? Alright, this is good. So this shows a lot of variables here what we are trying to use. Okay, so this should be good. This is one command which really is good. This is the variables that we are using. Okay, so this is good. And so session variables, global variables, whenever you are working in the server point of view, this shows a lot of things. Okay, so and show status. Guess what? We'll just write it here. Show status. We'll just stick to store variables for now because we are not working on a particular server. If there is a server, then if global and local comes into a picture, but here since it's online, we just cannot do that. But it still shows you this is showing you a lot of information here. That's good. Okay, this is about show status. It's showing the status. Again, you have session status, global status, and all those things. Okay. Then secured session layer connection setup. So here what you are, Debian based system. So this is Unix again. If you will not go to Unix, this is a Unix flavor. Debian is a Unix flavor, not Unix. It's different. You want to install these things for SSL keys. SSL is secured socket layer, and once you install it, you want to do all this. But we are not doing here at this point of time because we don't have access of that. Even we have access, we cannot do because it comes more into Unix actually. Oh, CentOS. See, these are the Unix flavors. That means if you want to connect this MySQL to various Unix servers, you can do that. That's what it means. Okay. So CentOS is another flavor of Unix operating system. CentOS 7, RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, I guess. RHEL. Yeah, maybe something like that. Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, and you can do that with this root. Don't ask about roots. Roots doesn't work. We don't have access to root. So okay, so here you want to perform a lot of commands here to get through this CentOS. So that is CentOS. You can go this. CentOS is community operating system. Actually, it's for Linux. So here this you can do in CentOS. We'll go to the next one. Create new users. No, we are not going to create new users. Here create new users through Unix actually. -u root, train new users, and identify can use and grant all privileges. So that's pretty much. Renaming user. This was done before also, right? We have done, but not through Unix. So okay. So we go to the next. Security via grants. You can also use grant can use for is only used for admin point of view. So and next we go to, you can go through this handout actually. Not all of this is required because this Unix part you can skip it because if you have access, that's good. You can try this handout and you can try it, but otherwise it's not required unless you want to work in Unix. Ubuntu. Now okay, we have done, see here what we have seen, there's so many flavors of Unix here, right? MySQL for Unix, that was one Unix, and then we went for CentOS, we went for Debian Linux, we went for normal Linux, then now we Ubuntu. So how we work MySQL in Ubuntu. So this is step-by-step connection for you to go through this and see. And then change MySQL for Windows. You can do for Windows too. Okay, I don't even have access to Windows. So alright, so and recover and set passwords. Okay, yeah, you can do that. Sudo grep temporary command, and you can reset this. So most of the important topics we covered, mostly MySQL. Rest is this was about more into Unix point of view. Okay, if you want to recover from last root, you can do that. Just follow. You can follow these instructions in Unix. These are all Unix. So far we were talking about Unix. Yeah, so anything which comes in root or -u or -l, those are the Unix. So sudo commands and all those things are Unix. MySQL performance tips. You can go ahead and see this performance tips here. So the performance is is normally always try to use indexes first thing. Here you have this. You can go through it, but for my experience is always use indexes. Yeah, see, no, that's what I said. Indexes, no need to group by, it seems okay. And I know we don't want to use star every time, no, wildcard. You can use it, but that's a little bit, if you don't have indexes, that gives more problem. So this is a few tips for performance. So that's pretty much. In performance tuning, you can tune the performance, how you use this one. Okay, where date is equal to, instead we want to use this one. Okay, so here, you know what, we don't want to use this functions very frequently, so that's what they are saying, you know. But this is how you can use, this is interview questions mostly, but this is more into R&D type. You want to research by yourself how you want to do, which performance is better. Okay, so indexes, add correct index. Yeah, we can add our own indexes, we have done that. Subqueries, oh, subqueries didn't work to one of them, right? That's bad. They said access denied, so we didn't do that, should have done that. Join group by, we have done this one. And set cache, okay, this is admin guy, have to see this. And negatives, and that's it. That's the end of this. The whole Unix, I'm sorry, the whole part of MySQL, and we just followed some of the notes up here. So, but we did most of this, we covered most of this topics in MySQL. So hopefully, you know, it's not everything, but it gave some idea. It's kind of tutorial, so I would say this is a tutorial, because we have touch base everything from admin side to developer side, from an architect point of view, from tester point of view, from, you know, from every point of view we have touch base. So I would just you know, say tutorial then, because few of these functions didn't work. We also went through stored procedure, we went through functions, events, subroutines. That's what stored procedure. And designer too, you know, we actually seen that relationship between the table, various tables. We didn't talk about this star schema, snowflake schema, and galaxy schema, but we went through relationships. So that's pretty much about MySQL. So it's not everything, but it's you know, it's just a touch base of everything. You know, it's like kind of jack of all, master of none. So we have covered mostly important topics. We have covered important topics: creating table, deleting records. So I would say, as a testing point of view, if I am a tester, I would cover testing perspective, how to get a data, how to see the data, how to view the data. So as a tester perspective, I would have covered, but not as developer and admin and an architect point of view, because it's way lot more. This is MySQL is the ocean. You can try it always. So that's pretty much, and that will be the end of the class, and I'll give you access for this. You might try the queries and handouts and try to see, you know. So I'll just take it this class as introduction, or you know, yeah, I'll just give it a name as introduction, because this doesn't really properly cover anything particularly. It just gives an introduction of everything, but not any specific thing. Okay, and thank you for your, you know, for watching this video, and hope you like it. And we'll see if we can create any specific database information, like if for testing perspective or developer's perspective, and see if we can do something. but as such we'll take this as an introduction, just as the introduction. Okay, this handout was really good. I mean, it was really good for me to explain to you, but it's up to you to see how you work it out. Alright, thanks for watching, and let's hope let's do the homework. Have some homework. Let's practice it through the handouts and see how it goes. And if you have any questions, email me. You can email me in Udemy. Udemy, you can send me an email, or you can put an announcement, and we can go from there. If you have any specific questions, you can Google it, or you can send me questions. I can answer that one. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope good luck for you.